Join Hometown Realty's Robin McDaniel and Brandon Andrews as they discuss and describe the complete process of purchasing a home.
So I thought maybe today we could talk about the steps to buying a home.
I think that would be good. I have people ask all the time about the process, and I guess it's our human instinct to want to know how the movie ends, you know? So in the transaction, there's so much, you know, we talk about the paperwork in the beginning of the buyer's agency, and then by the time we make it through a whole nother ream of paper, you have a house. But the process can be intimidating.
It is.
There are certain marks that we hit along the way that kind of keep things moving.
Yeah. And I would say the first part, probably the most important part, is picking the right agent. You need to find an agent. Obviously, I would prefer it to be one of ours because they're well trained, they're ready, they're there for you. But whether it's ours or another agent, you get one agent and you stay with them because it's going to make it easier for you. They're going to know what you've seen, what you want, and you build a relationship. Then after that, what would you say was the next step?
Once you have your realtor, your Hometown Realty realtor, you're going, or anybody else, you're going to go get pre-approved. I think that is maybe not a misconception, but folks think, I haven't seen the house, why would I want to get approved? Well, the pre-approval is not necessarily about the property. In fact, more times than not, it has nothing to do with the house. It's about you. You need to know your buying power. You need to know how much you can afford. And your lender, and hopefully you'll choose a local lender, which we can give you a roster of and you can choose from. But you'll go to them, they'll let you know what you can afford and make sure it's comfortable for you before you ever take your time to go see that house. And you'll start looking at those listing prices and you'll be able to say, oh, that should be about that much. You just become knowledgeable, empowered, and you kind of walk with confidence once you have that, that layer done.
And we all live, most of us, on a budget, so you can see what's comfortable within that budget.
Oh, yeah.
Now, once you know the range you're looking in, you're going to tell your realtor. They're going to start finding properties. You're going to go look at properties. I have found my perfect home. I want this house. So what do I do now?
So we'll book a showing. We'll go see it. And some homes require pre-approval to even go see it. But you've already done that. So you're ready.
You're ready.
So we can book your showing and we'll go see it. And we'll get you the property condition disclosure statement that tells you, you know, about the history of the home, the age of everything. And that's important too. Side note to sellers, nothing is more attractive than an informative seller.
Fully completed property condition disclosure.
I don't care if the AC unit is 15 years old. The buyer wants to know. And I tell you this, it doesn't matter if you put it on that paper or not. They're going to find it out eventually. So go ahead and stick it on there. It's really helpful. There was your side note. So we'll look over that property condition disclosure. We'll go see the house, make sure it works for you. Then we're getting pretty close to offer time.
So, and offer is the key word. When you find a property and you fill out all these papers and you sign all this, it is an offer until the seller actually signs it. But when he signs it or she signs it, then it is a contract. So it's very important to get everything in that offer that you want. Home inspection, continuing appraisal, all of those things, because it's too late once it's signed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's another common, maybe not misconception, but just something that's not broadcast too much, but your offer is on a contract. It's on a contract document, and with the stroke of a pen, your offer becomes a legally binding purchase agreement. So while you have your contingencies in there and the property does have to meet those marks, from day one, that offer can quickly become a sealed deal. So you want to make sure you're serious when you're out there making offers. Make sure that, like Robin said, you make sure all your contingencies are in there and everything's squared away. So,
and when you find, here goes back to the first step. find that agent.
Mm-hmm.
Because that agent knows this. They're going to make sure that you're covered. They're going to cover everything and make sure it's in that offer/contract.
Oh, yeah.
So next step after that, where are we going next?
Yeah, so we're under contract. It is time for that optional but strongly recommended home inspection. So in our standard contracts, you got 10 business days to get that done. So you're going to ask us, hey, who are some home inspectors that you work with? We'll throw that list to you. You pick who you want to use, and then they'll go out there and inspect that home from rooter to tutor, from the whole thing.
And when you get it, you're going to get a report that is 40-something pages. It changes, some more, some less, and it's going to cover everything that they can visually inspect in that home.
Yeah, and don't get scared. Every home inspection report I've seen is riddled with red marks, and it can be the newest construction in town. They're just marking for safety and function, anything structural, mechanical. It could be in a closet where it's a light bulb that somebody took the fixture off because you couldn't see the light through the globe. They're going to mark that, hey, you may want to have a globe on that because it could be a fire hazard.
That's right.
It's in red. Is it a big deal? That's up to you. But it's on there. So just don't be intimidated by those, but please get one.
So we get past home inspection, whether we accept it as it is or we ask for some kind of repairs and we reach an agreement. So we've passed home inspection. Where are we going now?
We better go to an appraisal. Now, if you're doing cash, appraisal is optional. So if you want to pay out of pocket for an appraisal, even with your cash to make sure that you're making a good investment, that would be your discretion. If you're borrowing money to buy the property, you don't have a choice. You're having an appraisal. So that is not only to protect the lender, that's to protect you as well, to make sure you're not overpaying for the house, and to make sure you're making a sound investment.
And you don't have to worry about ordering the appraisal. Your lender is going to take care of that.
That's right.
Now, my concern was, because I didn't know, a few years back, didn't have a clue, that what if I've paid this much, where I've offered this much, they've accepted it. It has to appraise for what it's selling for.
Sure.
Or I can't get the money, or we have to adjust. But what if it's more? Am I going to have to pay more? That was my question.
No, hug your realtor because you just got a good deal. So you're going to walk in or do a cartwheel in because you're going in with equity. So
That's right.
You're paying less than market value for that home, and good for you. It happens.
That's right.
Yeah, it happens.
So after appraisal, your lender's going to order a title opinion or title work.
Yeah.
And the purpose of that is what?
Well, a title work, let's call those real estate attorneys or title professionals like Sherlock Holmes, because they're going to look into the legal life of that property from day one. They're going to be looking for liens. They're going to make sure there's no any issues with the deed. And if there are, they're going to correct them before you take on that house, because when you take on that house, if it's a lien,
you take on everything attached to it. So you want to make sure everything is owed on is paid off. You want to make sure if there's even sometimes it's just a clerical error, that it's corrected, and you have a clear title, and you have a warranty deed. A general warranty deed.
Sure, absolutely.
And then you go forward from that. Now, after the title work, where do we go?
Title work's done. We have our clear to close from a lender. We are skipping to the closing table. We might need to do this though. Let me back up because we do have one more step, and that is, let's call a bug man.
That's right.
Yeah. What's happening then?
So I'm going to call. If I'm a buyer's agent, I'm going to call the seller's agent and say, hey, we have a closing date. You ordered we call them termite inspections, but it's a wood destroying insect report. If I'm a seller's agent, they're going to let me know and I'm going to do it. Now, a termite inspection is not just for termites. It is to cover anything that could destroy or damage the wood. It could be mold, it could be carpenter bees, it could be carpenter ants, along with termites. If we get a clear report, we're good.
Yeah.
But if they find something, then the seller, can treat it and repair. And I've never, in all these years I've been in it, I don't know that I've ever seen structural damage, maybe once.
Yeah.
So that's very rare.
Right.
Having it treated is not as rare. It's probably 30% of the time. We're in South Mississippi,
Sure.
but it's not a big deal. You've now got your treatment. You're good, to
Yeah.
go.
We love living here. Termites
Mhm.
love living here a little bit more.
So so now we've got everything clear. We
Yeah.
go to closing, and
Well, you're going to have a house. You're
That's
gonna
right.
Get some keys. On your termite inspection, you're going to find out, even in the home, if there are areas that might become a
be
problem.
conducive.
Yeah. So they'll put that report on there, and it's good for you to know. So
It's an
once you have
overview.
those
Yeah.
keys,
Welcome to home ownership.
that's right.
So just to recap, because we've covered a lot: agent,
Yeah.
pre-approval.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to get your home inspection. Your lender's going to order your appraisal, your title work. You're going to get your termite inspection, and you're going to go to closing.
That's right.
Did I cover it all?
We may have needed to make an offer at some point in there.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's assumed. Because
But the agent's going to lead you on that.
if you're buying a house, you better. But maybe a common misconception on the offers of maybe you felt like you just call and spit out a number, and then that was enough. A formal offer is going to be on that contract. So
Yep.
we're excited to work with you. We love making offers, and we like negotiating for buyers, and we like protecting our sellers
That's right.
too. So we'll do both sides of the coin.
Any questions, we're always available to answer.
Yeah.
And you did something new on our website.
Yes, if you go to hometown-realty.net, you can see every one of our listings. So any property that is listed under this brokerage can be found at hometown-realty.net/listings with a capital L, or you can just go to our website. It'll be there. It has our full roster. Click on the agents. You'll see our listings.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Visit us online at hometown-realty.net.